I never imagined that my life would spiral out of control so quickly. It all started innocently enough, just another day at the office. I had been happily married to my beautiful wife, Mabel, for 10 years. We had built a life together, complete with a lovely home and 2 adorable children. But everything changed the moment she started working at the same company as me. Mabel was always a natural charmer, with a smile that could light up a room. She quickly became popular at the office, effortlessly making friends with everyone she met. I was proud of her, but at the same time, a nagging voice in the back of my mind warned me that her easy charm could be dangerous. It all began with innocent office flirtations, harmless banter that I assumed was just part of the workplace dynamic. But as the days turned into weeks, I started to notice a change in Mabel. She would come home late, her eyes shining with a new light that I had never seen before. I tried to brush off my suspicions, convincing myself that I was just being paranoid. But deep down, I knew something was wrong. One evening, I decided to surprise Mabel with dinner at the office. I had hoped to catch a glimpse of her in her element, to see her in action and maybe even catch a glimpse of the mystery man who had been occupying her thoughts. As I walked through the halls, the sound of laughter and chatter grew louder, filling me with a sense of dread. And then I saw them. Mabel and a handsome coworker sitting close together, their heads bent in hushed conversation. I felt a surge of betrayal and anger, a cocktail of emotions that threatened to consume me. Without thinking, I stormed over to their table, my heart pounding in my chest. Mabel's eyes widened in shock as she saw me standing there, a mix of guilt and fear flickering in her gaze. I could see the panic in her eyes, the realization that her secret was out. The handsome coworker, whose name I had never bothered to learn, quickly excused himself and left, leaving Mabel and me alone in a tense silence. I felt like a stranger in my own skin as I sat down across from Mabel, the air heavy with unspoken words. She tried to speak, to offer some feeble excuse for her behavior, but I could no longer bear to listen. The truth was staring me in the face, a painful reminder of the betrayal that had shattered our once perfect life. As the days passed, the reality of Mabel's affair sank in, leaving me drowning in a sea of heartache and confusion. I struggled to make sense of it all, to understand how the woman I had loved and trusted could have strayed so far from our vows. I couldn't sleep, couldn't eat, my mind consumed by thoughts of Mabel and the man who had stolen her away from me. I confronted Mabel, demanding answers that she was unable to provide. She cried, begged for forgiveness, but I knew deep down that our marriage had been irreparably damaged. The trust that had once bound us together was shattered beyond repair, leaving only the shattered remnants of a love that had once been so pure. In the end, I made the painful decision to end our marriage, to walk away from the woman who had been my everything. I packed my bags, my heart heavy with regret and sorrow, and left the home we had built together, leaving behind a life that had once been filled with love and laughter. As I drove away, the tears streaming down my face, I knew that the road ahead would be long and painful.